Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that impact, making that income, and living fulfilling lives. How are you doing today? And today we're going to talk about getting good with money. I get a lot of requests about talking about finance. Being a previous finance professional, a retired finance professional, I was like, okay, let's do something that gives you my new perspective on finance and how to get good with money. There are a few things that I want to highlight, really. That money is not as scarce as we make it out to be. Actually, it is not scarce at all. What I have learned is that money follows value. Money is always drawn to value. And when you don't have value, you don't know your value, you don't carry any value, you and value are not even connected, the money will flee from you. Let me explain what this means. I'll give you two examples. The first example will be like a product. So you have tomatoes. You are great at growing tomatoes. You grow them very well. They look very good, great quality tomatoes. And you put them on a street and somebody comes and says, wow, amazing tomatoes. And they tell their friends, amazing tomatoes on that corner. And they come and they buy your tomatoes. They give you the money and you go. You made money. Why? Because you had the quality tomatoes. The other people who had tomatoes, maybe they weren't that nice. And so people didn't pay for them. They bought yours because they were better. That's one example. Another example, it could be that you're a good accountant. You're great at accounting, so much so that you went for interviews and they were so impressed and you started doing your job. They were like, you know what? We want to keep this person. And so they give you money. And when you're like, you know what? I'm getting a new job in a different place. They're like, no, don't go. They give you more money. You're getting value. You're getting money. Why? You are bringing in value. People are valuing your services. They're valuing what you do. So they're giving you money in return. Another example can be people like who MC at weddings, Those are people who are just good at speaking and people hear them and they're like, you know what, you should MC at my wedding. And another one, MC at my wedding, MC at my wedding. And then people are going to say, come to our weddings, and they give you money to just go there and speak. Why? They see value in you. Let's go even further and say, you create a system, okay? You put it in people's phones and people are like, ooh, this system works. But for them to have them in their phones, they need to give you some money, let's say $10. And then you give it and people love it. They share it with their friends. They keep sending you $10 to get that little system, that little app. You see? So everybody is getting money, but money is coming to value. Okay, so if I don't value what you do, I'm not going to give you my hard-earned money. But if what you do is something that I'm like, oh, wow, I need that, I'll give you money. So it's just that simple. Do the things you can be really good at and people can value, and then people give you money. Even if it's a job. If you are in your job, I always was jealous in the past of people who would quit their jobs because somebody has invited them without an interview to start working at a different place, and somebody wants them. Everybody wants them because they are people who are significant. They carry value. So I just wanted us to put that there before we start our discussion, that money is not scarce. It follows value. When you don't have enough of it, it just tells you keep working on your value, clarify your value. Sometimes you have this great idea that will bring millions of dollars, but it's not perfected. You haven't clarified it, and therefore nobody is willing to pay for it yet. It doesn't mean that you don't have value. It just means you need to continue working on it. So many people will give up and say, this idea is not working, so I'll just go get a job. At that job, you get a certain amount, and that's how you're stuck. I'm not saying jobs are bad, because there are people who are in jobs who are doing so well, they're having so much value attracted to them, so much money going to them. But I'm just giving an example of that you could carry an idea, and that idea could be the life-changing idea for so many people in your life, but it seems like it's too much work, and you're like, you know what, no. You might want to give up on it. But I want to tell you that if you have an idea and you're good at it and you see how it can play out and solve people's lives, that will attract value eventually. That will attract money eventually. That will attract resources eventually. Because money just flows to value, flows to systems. Okay, so if you have a system in place, people love it, it will attract money, whether it's employment, business, a service, a product, or just whatever it is, entertainment as well. All right, so that is something that I want to put out there, because growing up in a third world country, living in a third world country, people tend to think that money is scarce. Like we have to do something mysterious to have money, but it is not like that. Even if you make jokes and just stand, people will give you money. You can become wealthy with that. You just have to be really good at it and make a system around it so that you can then secure your money and make people laugh. Everybody can make money, and money is not scarce. If we don't attract enough of it, we have not perfected what we carry, we are not good at what we're doing yet, we're not that good yet, or we have not publicized it how it should be yet. So that means keep working, keep working. Another thing is, which I think is key, is that money is a mindset game. How we treat money is a psychological issue. If you believe in a scarcity mindset, if you think there's limited amount of money and if she has it, that means I will have less of it, you will operate in that scarcity mode. No matter how much you have, you will always have less than what you need. So money is really to do with your personality as well as your mindset, as well as how you think. If you're a pessimistic person or positive person, it will affect your relationship with money, because money really has no character, has no personality. Money can be bad in the bad hands, good in the good hands. It changes like that. So we need to be clear about that as well, so that we don't say money is evil or money is good. We just know that money is neutral depending on who is carrying it and what their intentions are. All right, so let's get into how to get good with money. First of all, understand your destination. That is key for pretty much everything you want to achieve in life. Understand your destination. Why are you thinking of managing money? Why do you want money? Why do you not want to be broke? All these things. Don't just say, that's obvious. No, be clear. It has to be obvious to you as well. It has to be clear. You need to write it down. Where are you going with this? Why do you want to create and attract all this money? Why do you want to have all this? Why do you want to get good at it? Answer that question and be clear with it, because when you have a clear why, it will help you with managing what you want to manage. It will help you with creating or attracting what you want to attract. Let me put an example over there. So if your mission, let's say, is to travel the world, that means everything that you're doing to generate money, to manage money, to save money has that goal. And therefore you will be clear when you're spending or not spending money that this is what I'm doing with it. But if you have no specific reason why you're doing anything, like why am I getting better with money, or why am I saving, investing, or keeping money, or generating money, you will just spend it with anything, anyone that comes up that sounds good. So knowing your why is going to be really good for you. Knowing your destination is going to be really good for you, because you can arrive at that destination and celebrate arriving and celebrate that milestone. But if you don't have a milestone, then what are you doing? Number two, you have to offer your expertise. You have to use your talents, your gifts, what you know, your experiences to attract money. Offer your expertise. I know most of the times we just do what we can with what we have. So it's like, well, I'm not good at that job, but I just need money. That can be something for survival. But if you really want to attract money and really get enough of it, or more than enough of it, then you have to really focus on what you carry. That is your expertise. If you're good at singing, you can generate money from singing. If you're not good at singing, stay away from it. You get it? So most of us find ourselves practicing singers, whereas we're not even gifted in that area. That's just an example, because singing is so easy to explain. So something with me in accounting. I was making money in accounting. I was making a living in accounting. But to attract wealth in accounting would be hard, because it's not my expertise. I'm not good at it. I'm not amazing at it like I could be, or others could be. So offer your expertise or operate in your expertise. It will do you good in your quest for having resources, and in this case, money. Number three, as you're offering your expertise, you're attracting money, right? Now you need to learn to manage your money. How do you manage your money? You need to tell your money where to go. This is just how it is. You should have a budget. And usually when we say budget, it sounds like really formal. People write a budget and do with their money what they want. Let's do a budget backwards. How do you spend your money? And draw that up. So if you spend 50,000 on airtime, 10,000 on rice, 5,000 on this, that's how you actually spend. Do that. Write that down. And then if you want to switch it around and you're not pleased with how your budget looks like, that's where you start from. But first of all, write down how you actually spend your money. And the budget I'm going to encourage you to create is a budget that has to end with zero. There should be no excess money in your budget. What that means is not that spend everything. It means that every money that comes to you should have somewhere it's going. Again, if you don't know where the money is going, it can go anywhere. If you have 10,000 now, you have no need. What are you going to do? You can buy ice cream, you can buy chocolate, you can also even buy airtime, you can buy whatever you want. And that money, you won't be able to account for it. You'll be like, I had money, I don't know what I did with it. And most of us get to that place a lot where like, I think I had money, I don't know what I did. And you think that you can only do that because it's 10,000 kwacha. No, you will do that with 10 million kwacha as well. People do that because it's a habit that sticks. Okay, so if you don't know how to tell your money what to do, you will never be able to track it. You'll never be able to know where it went and what it achieved. Okay, so having that discipline with the little amount and saying, okay, this is where you're going. This is where you're going. So when I say budget to zero, what I mean is this. You have 10,000 kwacha. 2,000 is going here. 2,000 is going here. 1,000 is for savings. 1,000 is for tithe. This is going there. And you should end up with zero. And if you feel like, oh, now I have money, I don't know what to do, take it, give it something. You're going to savings. And you will not touch it. It's gone. So at the end, you have zero. Because if you have money that has no purpose, it's going to be money wasted. So create your budget, starting with how you are actually spending, and make sure that every cent you create, every kwacha tambala that you make is going somewhere. It has a job, whether to be saved, whether to support, to give, to buy, to whatever. Everything has to have a need. And have these monthly reviews where you sit down and then say, did we stick to it? And sometimes I think, just because we said we should stick to it, it didn't work that way. So, oh my goodness, what did we do? No. Your budget is supposed to be fluid. So if you found that you are under budgeting on some lines and over budgeting on some lines, switch it up. Switch it up. It's your budget. You want to get good with your money. Getting good with money just means being accountable, being able to know where your money went. And when you are responsible like that, being able to manage, you will be entrusted with more. You'll actually be surprised how much more you can actually do with the same money you had. And therefore, even opportunities start opening up where you can get more, because you'll be able to manage it and it'll be able to go do what you want it to do. The last thing I'm going to tell you is, now you're managing your money. You're good with that, right? You're getting better. You're improving with that. Then increase your income streams. Increase your income streams. It can be just in your business, the same business. Maybe add an extra line. Let's say you're a farmer, you're growing tomatoes. Maybe you could also grow lettuce. Do something else. So you should not rely on one thing. You should not rely on just your job. You should not rely on just your business. Even within your business, you should be able to have some compartments. And please, when I say income streams, I'm not saying just at the start of that business, at the start of the job, start spreading your money into other income streams. No, establish that one income stream first. Let it be going, let it be stable. If it is a business, get it to a stable place. Because if you start taking away from that business and building other businesses, you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it because you're taking away cash from it. And cash is the bloodline of a business. Even in your job, before you start starting side hustles and this, be clear in your job first. Is my job solid? Am I good at this? Am I managing what I've been given? Is it proper? Before you start spreading your money. So establish the next income stream after the first one is solid, after the first one is like proper, untouchable sort of to a certain point. Then you establish the second one. Because there are times I have done that where I start other income streams and they seem to be more exciting and more promising. In the end, I have nothing because they were all immature. They were all babies. So you can have multiple babies, feeding them at them multiple times within multiple days. One person. No, you have limited resources, limited energy. You have to really establish the other income streams after you're clear on the other streams, so that you don't just then you're busy with the second income stream and the first one is suffering. No, you don't want that. So it needs to mature to get to a place where it is solid, it is something that is determinable, and then you go to the next income stream. But never settle with one income stream, even within that same business. Because sometimes when I say get income streams, extra income streams, you might think, well, I'm growing soya, now I'm going to start maybe going to China, and now I'm going to start. No, they could be related. And when they're related, it's better. But they should just be separate, even though related. So it could be on your farm, like I gave an example. You're growing this, but then you're growing another crop that is not connected to this one, but you're still farming. Okay, so you have extra income streams. That's a good way to expand your horizon, expand your resources, and expand your income streams without really taking away from the original one that was thriving. So when we talk about money and getting good with money, there's very little we can really talk about. I mean, there's really little, because money is just budgeting, increasing your revenue, and then making sure you have a budget so that your money is doing the right things, your expenses are in check, and then making sure you're saving and you're investing. All these things would depend on your personality, your interests, and all that. But what really matters is the mindset that you carry during this system. Because many people don't manage money well because of keeping up appearances, because of the pressures we put ourselves in, because of the loans we're trying to take so that we can impress people who don't even know us, stuff like that. So those are the real things that for me, I love to address. So that when you get to a place of confidence, knowing who you are, knowing your purpose, then even when the money comes, it's going into your purpose. It's not going everywhere, running everything. But these disciplines of having a budget, of having reviews, where you're like, how did we do this month? And thinking, okay, which income stream can we now kickstart? Is it safe to kickstart it? That is important to have as well. Those are disciplines that you should have. If you have any quick finance questions, feel free to ask and leave your comments if you have any tips for money management, for budgeting, and for everything finance, so that we can all get good with money, because we're here to create impact and income. We don't want to create impact and lose the income. No, the income is for creating impact. So we need to balance these things, all right? So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. But also, if you're serious about making more money and making sure you're offering value, you should check out the Zone of Success exercise in the description box. That is going to help you know your gifts, your talents, and utilize them for your success and making more money and making more impact. Check it out. It's for free. And if you want to work with me deeper and deeper, then check out the Circle of Greatness. The link is there as well. That is my coaching program where I help you know God, know your purpose, and create impact and wealth. And we have new episodes every Tuesday for the YouTube and every Thursday for the podcast. Check them out as well. It is a pleasure for me to be here. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. My name is Mavis Tandizo Kanchata. We can connect on social. You can find me everywhere. It is always my pleasure to get in touch. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.